The Insider Gaming app is the fastest, cleanest, and most personalized way to stay connected to the gaming world. Anytime, anywhere. Get all your news in one place with fewer ads, more features, and a design built for how you actually read on your phone. And if that's not enough, unlock Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus for ad-free browsing, personalized feeds, weekly subscriber-only podcasts, and so much more. Download the Insider Gaming app today for free on Google Play or the App Store. Hello, everyone, and welcome into Insider Gaming Weekly, a video game podcast. It is Friday, January 2nd. Let us be the last ones to wish you a happy new year. We hope your holiday season went well. You got all the gifts you wanted, all the family time you wanted to spend, and you're probably tired of them, and that's why you're tuning into us right now. Brought to you by the Insider Gaming app. You can download it for free today on iOS and Android. If you want to support us, you can do so with a Premium or Premium Plus subscription. You get exclusive podcasts, early access to interviews and shows. You get custom news feeds, custom notifications, no ads, and so much more that we have in the works for it. Sign up today through the App Store. One of the things you get, too, most recently, was an episode of Access Granted that Grant had with the one and only Nikita from Battlestate Games and Escape from Tarkov. So you can get that.
Of course it was Tarkov. Of course.
You can get that now. And we have another one coming up next week with Tom McKay, a.k.a.
Okay.
That made me laugh way too hard. Tom McKay. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Kingdom Come Deliverance. You can check that out next week in the Insider Gaming app. But that's not today. Today, it's all about 2026, catching you up on the news you might have missed over the last week or so. I'm Mike Straw. Joined as me, as always, is Grant Taylor Hill and Tom, the Gong Lord.
No.
Henderson.
No.
We 2026.
We're dropping it.
And it's stay. Nope. Chat. Gong Lord stays. Yes or no? You decide this episode.
Please. Please.
2026 is here. The news hasn't stopped. We have AI. We have AI causing potentially a lot of issues. A Ubisoft hack that was maybe a big deal, maybe not. We don't know. PlayStation 5 jailbreak rumors and more. But we'll get started because it's been a while. How are you guys doing? How was your holiday? How are you feeling?
Oh, I barely had one. The grind never stops, man, in this household. I was doing articles Christmas morning.
I know, I saw that. Like, I woke up on Christmas at like 8 a.m.
Yeah.
And I just see like 3 articles already up on the website.
To give credit, I do them before anyone else in the house is up. You know, I did them right first thing in the morning, and then I still went off. My son still had his presents. We still went off for Christmas dinner at the in-laws. We still did all that, you know. So it wasn't like the work was interfering with the festive celebrations, you know. But yeah, man.
I am the last one in my house to get up. There's zero chance I'm getting up before anybody to do anything, unless I'm like I need to be at the airport for something. If
I'm not even good at that, Mike.
Hey, I got there. I was there. The plane wasn't.
Okay.
The plane didn't show up. Stupid Chicago weather. But there was no way. This is the first thing I've done on a work basis in a week, and it's been refreshing. My kids are tired of me. I can tell you that. My oldest one is tired of me because he plays Rocket League. He's gotten into Rocket League, and I just sit there and I tease the shit out of him.
Are you a backseat gamer?
No, I make fun.
Oh, okay.
Because I know how bad I am at Rocket League. And this boy is 8, and I watched him win a one-on-one, like 6-2 in his first one-on-one with somebody. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's getting pool shot goals. He's dominating people. Today he wins a tournament.
It's scary, isn't it? Like how good they're going to be when they're at like our age.
It's bothering me.
This generation they come out the womb already knowing how the technology works. It's like some innate thing that's passed down through our DNA now. Like they just come out and they're like technology, and that's it. They're one with it, you know.
My wife thinks it's hilarious that how does it feel to know your son's already better than you? I'm like, he hasn't beaten me in a game yet.
But when it happens, you gotta have pride. You gotta have that pride, you know. That's it. The whole Padawan master thing, right?
Yeah, you got to say, well,
I'm putting him up for adoption when that happens. He's gone. He's out the door.
Congratulations. You know where the door is.
That's why I got 2 more. And they will hopefully learn what happens when they beat that team.
Yeah, you saw that.
You
right?
use the first one as an example.
Exactly. It's going to go well. Tom, how was yours?
Oh yeah, like mine was fine, I guess. Like I don't know. I'm not really much of a celebrator now that I'm getting a bit older. Like you get a new Link set, you get a new pair of socks, and it's a bit naff in it. I know I'm a bit under the weather, so yeah, it is what it is.
Christmas coming.
Well, yeah, good. It's always good to have a little bit of a break.
Bit of news. I don't know if it was seen, but ASUS. So actually, no, we'll get into it. We'll get into that. We're gonna start actually with that one.
I wonder what ASUS is doing. Come on, tell me.
You're gonna find out.
Come on, man.
You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. RAM price increase could see the next generation of console releases delayed. This was a story that dropped during the holiday on December 29th, an exclusive from our Tom Henderson. Tom, can you feel the people?
Where is this?
Where's ASUS coming into this?
Hold on.
Is it because they've got their thing where they're trying to make it more affordable?
No, it's going to fit in. It's going to fit in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think it was last week I did the article, but I actually, so if you're an avid listener to the podcast, you would have known that we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't get picked up on too much within the gaming industry. So I decided to make it an article, and then of course it blew up and what have you. But yeah, I mean, over the past like 5 to 6 weeks, I've been hearing some discussions from the higher ups, let's just say, within the industry who can make such decisions that the next generation consoles could essentially be delayed by a year or two until this RAM pricing issue. Well, I guess it's 2 things, right? Like it's RAM availability, but then that also translates into RAM prices because the prices are going up because of lack of availability. And yeah, like they're potentially waiting to see if manufacturers can produce more, or see if maybe the AI bubble bursts, which is a theory I've seen floating around, which I don't think is going to happen.
I pray for it to happen.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it means that next generation consoles, and we'll get into our predictions for 2026 later in the show, but also current generations could be affected as well with price increases and in terms of next gen delays. And one of the kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say it was shocking, but it was interesting to see is that a lot of people are actually on board with next generation consoles being delayed. I'm not sure how you guys feel about it, because I'm kind of in this same boat where I think that we don't really need a next gen console for another 3 or 4 years, to be honest. So I'm fine with waiting. But I think a lot of rumors and stuff said that we could potentially be seeing them in 2027. But yeah, it seems like everyone's willing to wait until 2029, 2030, to be honest.
I'm not in any rush.
I'm in that boat. I don't feel like we've hit the peak of what we've had, and based on how they treated last gen to begin with, we know if they release a new console, we still got years and years of support with this current one. So, but yeah, there's still so much that we haven't seen. Like, I still feel like they're missing something that really makes you feel like we hit this current gen, and there's nothing. There is nothing. But it's also might be a case of when you jumped from the 2D to the 3D consoles, that was a major jump. From the first 3D consoles, like the Saturn, the PS1, the N64, to like the PS2 and stuff, you saw a major jump. From the PS2 to the PS3 and 360 era, you saw a major jump. From the PS4 to the PS5, you don't really see a major jump in graphical fidelity, which is what a lot of fans look at as far as like what becomes how good the next generation is, because we're at that point of like, what else could you do? Everything now is frame generation, and which uses machine learning and AI that we don't really have that. And yeah, we see in the comments, there's not even that vast catalog of current gen games that makes you go like, yeah, we need something, because nothing I think has been released that challenges the hardware enough. And I feel like, to me, that's always been my test of, do we need another generation? When games start challenging and struggling on current gen hardware. And I don't think we're there yet.
I agree. I was just trying to think of a game that would kind of warrant a current generation.
Intergalactic.
But I mean, like, that could be one though, right? That really, because it's scheduled to release. Is it scheduled to release this year or next
Intergalactic?
year?
No. I don't. There's a lot of people that don't think it's coming till late 27, early 28.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that could have been one, or is going to be one, because maybe next gen isn't out by then anyway. GTA 6, like, let's be honest, is probably going to be past gen as well anyway, and you're not going to see that much of a difference. They'll obviously scale back on like NPCs and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference. It certainly wasn't with that much when it released as enhanced on the Xbox Series and PlayStation 4, if I remember rightly.
It wasn't a minimal, like some of the biggest change, like it had the frame rate stuff, switch between your performance and fidelity modes, and then stuff like little bits like the fur on animals becoming more like granular and whatever, and draw distances, and like you talk about NPCs like population density and stuff, and reflections, and it did feel like a fairly big leap. Like if you go back, I look at screenshots and stuff that I have backed up from like when I was playing GTA 5 like a decade ago, and then you look at what it looks like now, and it genuinely is like because it's been such a gradual change. I think people haven't realized, but it has come on. I think there's a few games out there where you do see that jump, like I look at like some of the remasters and stuff, like The Last of Us. We're talking about Intergalactic. Like if you look at Last of Us OG on PS3 and you look at The Last of Us Part 1 remastered super deluxe edition 5th gen re-release, whatever, you look at that and it's night and day. Like it's a completely different universe of games, So I think in that respect, there's some out there that do.
It's more in my mind, game like from the end of the PS4 era to now. I think that's where my mind goes. There hasn't been anything like that, but we have seen, like, we see this the RAM causing this issue, the memory shortage. We've seen companies bow out of doing memory. Crucial, that brand, Micron's Crucial brand, the budget brand, that's going away entirely. There are concerns. Someone brought it up, Baby Yoda in the chat. Will this RAM crisis delay the Steam machine? It could. This is not a report. One thing I need to make clear here.
Yeah.
When we're talking on the podcast, if we have something we're going to drop a full-fledged report on, it's going to be also accompanying a written article on the site. That it should be the test. When we're talking here, we talk a lot about what we're hearing and like the scuttlebutt going on. Just know, like, if it's something we have definitive proof, like we're seeing documents, we're seeing this, it'll be up on insidergaming.com and in the Insider Gaming app. Just, caveat here. But like it could really, like, there's that belief, there's that discussion in the technology side of things that's why Steam didn't mention or Valve didn't mention a price of the GameCube, of the Steam frame, because
when you say GameCube, it just sounds like you've got like a cold and you're trying to say GameCube.
But there's a reason they haven't done it, and they said early 26 is when we'd hear more. Like a lot of belief is the end of January is when we were originally supposed to hear pricing and pre-order information. I don't know if that's going to happen now. Like it could. Valve just does their own thing at this point. Valve just does what they want to do.
But I think like there was already that issue, right, of like how much the GameCube was going to cost, and it circulated online. Like people was doing these wild speculations. It's going to be $8,000 to $1,000, which I think is where we ended up. And now, like you got to remember, since then, RAM has gone 3 to 5 times up in price, or even more, right?
Yeah, like there are some things, and I check it constantly. There is some, and I've done stories on it, up to a 500% increase.
Yeah,
like
it's mental, and I think,
and it's just for DDR5. If you need DDR4 RAM, if you want an older machine or whatnot, that is your heart's content. You can get that very affordable. It's the DDR5, and like especially if you need 32 gigs or 64 gig, like that's where you run into issues where you're looking at RAM that was $220 in October. You're looking at 450, 500, some up to I'm looking right now. 64 gigabytes of Corsair Vengeance DDR5 6000 RAM is going for $876.
Oof.
That's mental.
It wasn't on a gold mine.
Dude, the amount of I have that the RAM I'm looking at now is in a case, not even being used by me, on my storage thing behind my desk. But this RAM, the 800 in November, when prices started skyrocketing, it was $300. And now it's $876. Like we're looking at like this is just it's disgusting in a lot of ways. And I had mentioned ASUS. ASUS has announced.
We're getting to the ASUS now.
ASUS has announced that as of January 5th, they're going to be implementing strategic pricing adjustments for certain product combinations. They won't mention exactly what, but a lot of people are worried. One, this is going to hit their graphics card department with the rumors. I mean, we see the rumors of NVIDIA pushing their prices up, which they're going to push them up. But there was the one rumor from an overseas outlet of $5,000 next year for an RTX 5090. Everything I'm hearing is that it's going to be high. I don't think it's going to be that high, but it's not going to be a price where you're like, oh, I can still swallow it. But everybody's pointing, what does this mean for like the Ally X and the Xbox Ally handhelds? Are we going to see a price increase with this? Because they did not mention what they're talking about. And when they don't mention it, that's what leads you to worry, especially with the notion with Microsoft, what they came out with, that ASUS is handling the pricing on these. That's an ASUS issue if you're concerned about the price. So we're kind of like ASUS is doing it, AMD is doing it, NVIDIA is doing it, Corsair's doing it.
I think they have to, though, right? Like, let's be honest, they have to, because
they don't have to.
No, they do, because
NVIDIA doesn't have to. NVIDIA is on that front. They're playing the victim of a problem they caused.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's true. But I guess like the reason I'm saying is they have to is like kind of the business mentality that I have is like at the end of the day they can just sell them to AI data centers for whatever they want, and at the end of the day they are a business, and they want increased profits, right? Like I don't want to start rambling because we seem to go down this rabbit hole every single week with some of the topics. But
hold on, we're talking about corporations making money.
I know, right?
I need like a Scrooge McDuck sound for that.
But yeah, I wanted to quickly tie it back to the Half-Life 3 stuff. I know that was a hot topic that we dived into a little bit in, was it November or early December?
Yeah, November.
But I think like even we speculated
where people now want me banned from subreddits.
Yeah, but I mean, like even back then, like we speculated that it would be announced alongside the Steam machine, and obviously, well, we're not there yet, but we're just gonna wait and see now, right? And fingers crossed, like it does come out soon, but I don't know.
The Steam machine was supposed to. The original plans were spring 26.
That was for the release, right?
Yes, those are the release of the Steam machine. We will see if that changes, but those were the original internal plans. And
I just can't see Valve subsidizing the console.
They've already said I think they won't.
Yeah, like, you know, with the RAM price increase, I don't know how much it would actually affect them, like in terms of how much it would increase the console, but like even if it's $80 to $100, right? That's still then taking it probably closer to that $1,000. Like I don't know. Like I always thought that it would be $849 for the 500 gig or whatever, and then $999 for a 2 terabyte version. But I don't know. Like they're probably in a pretty tricky spot. I think it's a tricky spot for anyone right now to release a new console. I think Nintendo obviously got away with it with the Switch 2, but I don't know. Like I said, we'll get into the predictions, but I think that we're probably going to see a round or two of price increases for the current generation, to be honest.
Before we get into that, speaking of the current generation, PlayStation 5, there are jailbreak rumors that have, the headline is, PlayStation 5 jailbreak rumors have caused a Star Wars game to increase 1,000% in price. And this, it's not even a game you'd expect. It's Star Wars Racer Revenge, which is an average priced premium game for the PlayStation 4. But now, according to Jazine on Twitter, it has seen listings of up to $500 on eBay because the game can allow you to jailbreak your PlayStation 5, which, you know, people who like to emulate and pirate games, jailbreaking a console is key. We're not going to tell you how to do it. We're not going to support it. I know how to do it. Well, not the PS5. I haven't figured that out yet. But it's always a task. Can I do
but
it?
your Star Wars copies coming in the post tomorrow, yeah?
Yep, it's already on the way. I spent $742.13 on a buy it now. No. Sony, the idea of it, I mean, it's kind of a case of, not surprised. We're 6 years, 5.5 years, or just over 5 years into the current generation. It seems like it's right on cue for these types of people. I mean, it took, I think, a year for the original Switch to be jailbroken, and people already are working on the Switch 2 to get those emulators up and running. So it's not really that surprising.
Yeah, I just find it, like, I'm not too familiar with that community, to be honest, but I just find it interesting that they've gone to such extreme lengths to find that particular game, because it's, as far as we know, it's only that one game, right?
Yeah.
And it kind of gets around backwards compatibility and the boot up process also. Like I said, I'm not too familiar, but yeah, it's just interesting that it's that one individual game. And the reason why the price has increased so much is because I think that the PlayStation 4 version was like a remaster of a PlayStation 2 version or something. Or something like that. It was tied to a PlayStation 2 game, and like maybe that's one of the only games that has that for the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And yeah, there was only like 10,000 physical copies launched apparently, and obviously it wasn't that much of a hot game, so probably a lot of them got thrown away, and now there's just this scarcity and everybody wants to
see if they can do it.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see what happens when people post it and all that. Yeah. 7-Eleven. Check your local game stores. I mean, good luck. Go to GameStop. They're going to charge you $800.
Yeah, like we call them car boots in the UK. I don't think you have yard sales in America, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be scoping at them like, no, tomorrow.
Yeah. It's just the idea of finding one in a yard sale or a consignment shop or something kind of seems impossible. All right. Before we get to our predictions, the last thing we'll touch on, Ubisoft was hacked or not. We don't know. No, we don't know how big it is. They say it was blown way out of proportion after Rainbow Six, a group. What was the value?
What? Wait. Is that you?
That is my son upstairs. I've already sent the message to my wife. We don't
just the pause and then.
And he does it as soon as I start talking too. I'm gonna fight my children in a minute, but Ubisoft had I don't know the amount what was it? $339 trillion in gifted in-game currency.
Something
Rainbow
like
Six
13
Siege.
million to every single Rainbow
Yeah.
Six Siege player. Yeah.
Rainbow Six
Completely
Siege.
frazzled the economy.
They took it all back. So if you got the money and you bought something with it, you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, do you know what I thought was brilliant about that? When they turned around and they said, we're not going to punish people that spent that currency. Well, so that was on the table, you know? I'm sure that doesn't feel like something you should be punished for in the first place. Oh, there's just this magic currency that's landed in my account. I'm going to buy some skins. Oh, then they come back and say, no, you need to pay us for those. Why would they do that? That makes no sense.
I mean, they're not going to give it away. They're not going to be like, yeah, you can keep it.
Yeah, just rescind it. Just take it back out of their accounts. But they're like, oh, we're not going to punish people. Not going to ban them.
There was that one story about Rainbow Six, but then like immediately following, there was quite a lot of different reports out there that there was like a massive breach that compromised, I think it was 90 gigs of data or 90 terabytes, 90 something of data, and apparently that included user data and all that kind of stuff. Then it came out that certain games were compromised, and
specifically it was the Project Scout, and then what was it, the Far Cry game that was canceled?
Yeah, Maverick, Talisker, which then turned into Maverick and blah blah. But yeah, that's besides the point. I reached out to quite a few people at Ubisoft over the holidays. Obviously, during the holidays, it's quite difficult to get in contact with people. I also did reach out to Ubisoft PR, and they said, just read their official announcements. But the TLDR is everything apart from the actual Rainbow Six Siege, what would you call it, like breach in terms of gifting people. Everything apart from that was blown way out of proportion, and basically there was nothing to it. Ubisoft has been, I will say that, I've got to be careful what I say here, but Ubisoft has been compromised for quite a while, in the sense that people do have access to internal systems. People do have access to, again, referring back to Talisker, the Far Cry project earlier this year, builds of certain games, so on and so forth. Ubisoft security are aware of that and are actively trying to like plug all the holes.
At this point, does Ubisoft have security?
I know, right? Basically they're aware of it and are trying to work on it and fix it. If they can completely fix it, I'm not entirely sure. But all of the rumors seem to stem from like this weird like underground hacker kind of community, like trying to one up each other and all that kind of stuff. And that's how it kind of all came about, is one hacker group has done this, let's kind of try and capitalize on it and try and get a little bit of media attention ourselves or whatever. And it just most of it turned out to be bogus, to be honest.
I liked everyone pointing out the irony of that sequence in Watch Dogs 2, which is set in San Francisco. We've got a hack Ubisoft office. Everyone's like, oh, I got the irony on that one. I did see that. I saw the post on, so I can't remember what the name of the profile was, but they basically summed up all the different groups and whether or not what they do is like bogus and stuff. And
the X Underground or whatever.
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. They do loads of that. I think they're a pretty trusted source. They do loads of stuff about like hacking and data breaches.
They are, but they kind of, I would say that they was almost the cause of a lot of the misinformation, to be honest, because they reported on quite a lot of it early on. And again, that's kind of why it's important to corroborate, because I'll be honest, I had all of that information well before he posted it as well. I just didn't have the right amount of sources, and it turned out it was a good decision on my part, right? So just be careful about believing information if it's not by a trusted outlet or whatever that knows what they're doing. No disrespect to them, because like you said, they are good at doing what they do, but situations like that, it creates quite a big shitstorm.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ubisoft, it's a good time to segue into what's to come this year. But actually, before we do that, a reminder, leave a like, subscribe on this video. If you're listening to us after the fact on any audio platform, leave us a rating and subscribe to that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Pocket Casts, and more. And download the Insider Gaming app today for free, iOS and Android. With the Insider Gaming app, just by having it and opening it, you get fewer ads on articles. You don't have to worry about being overrun or anything like that. Fewer ads on there, but if you want to help us more and actually go ad-free, sign up for Insider Gaming Premium or Premium Plus. Gets you exclusive podcasts, early access to interviews. What else? Custom feeds, custom notifications, Discord perks, and more that we're excited to announce soon that we are working on. But that's coming later in 26 on the Insider Gaming side of things. What do you think is coming on the general gaming side of things? And I want to start with Ubisoft with this 26 predictions, because I have this feeling, we've talked about it in the past, in past episodes. I have this feeling that this is going to be, I want to say, a make or break year for Ubisoft, but it's 100% they're going to throw everything they have this year. From Assassin's Creed, Black Flag, beg pardon, that was slipped right out. Black Flag remake, was it Resynced? I think it's called.
My gosh. My prediction for 26 is Insider Gaming gets cancelled.
Yeah, totally. The Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, that is on the way possibly soon.
Let's address those two very quickly,
Okay.
because I see that quite a few people are asking about it. I'm going to be straight up honest, I do not know. The Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, I think we said, was January 16th. And I think we're waiting. Like, I think our theory from the start of that was that it would be done at a Microsoft Developer Direct, because they usually have one at the beginning of or middle of January, so that kind of falls in line a little bit. So it could potentially be then. It could be that it's been delayed or pushed back. I'm not entirely sure. Hopefully this time next week I'll have more answers, because everyone's now back in office and back at the computers and all that kind of stuff. But Sands of Time remake and Black Flag remake, even according to their own earnings report, right, are scheduled to release this year. So they're coming. It's just a matter of when.
By the end of this fiscal year. So that's the thing. The fiscal year ends March 31st.
Yeah.
Is that one of those games with, I mean, that, you know, we're talking about marketing for that in the chat. Is that one of those games that you don't need to market that much? I feel like you need to do way less with a remaster or a remake, because like enough people already kind of know about it. You know, all you need to do is put out a trailer to say this is all the new stuff, and then hey presto, it's going to sell probably. I don't think you got to do too much.
Yeah.
Look at like Oblivion, right? What did they do for that? They like basically shadow dropped it and it sold, you know?
Yeah, I have a feeling that they probably used Oblivion as probably a template for what they want to do. The original, so again, like, even though I said this in the past podcast when we were talking about this, I did see documentation of those dates, of those marketing materials and all that kind of stuff. Obviously it could have changed, but the plan was to announce Sands of Time remake in December for release on January 16th. Obviously that hasn't happened because we're now in January. It could be that they are going to shadow drop. It could be that it's been pushed back by 6 weeks. I don't know. I simply just don't know yet. And I'm not going to, you know, bullshit anyone and say that I know any better. And yeah, like even with Black Flag, I think they only need, I think Prince of Persia is different. I think they could probably just shadow drop that and it would do well. There is quite a lot of anticipation for it, in my opinion. Like, it's a game that obviously got rebooted and cancelled and then rebooted again. So it's got a lot of anticipation behind it. The last Prince of Persia game, what was it called?
Lost Crown.
Yeah, the
Lost Crown. Yeah,
the 2.5D one.
Yep.
No, Lost Crown wasn't.
It was.
Oh yeah. I thought you was on about
Prince of Persia, and then
Lost Crown. That one. Yeah. So yeah, with Lost Crown, I don't think they had a lot of marketing material behind that. And then
they won't even do a sequel, even though it sold well over 1 million copies.
Yeah, it made profit, but Besides the point. I think they can get away with shadow dropping Prince of Persia or having 1 to 2 weeks marketing or whatever. And Assassin's Creed is a little bit different. I think they'll probably go around 6 weeks of marketing. And I think that a lot of the Ubisoft Twitter accounts have kind of been hinting at it a little bit. I've seen a few Assassin's Creed centric like fan accounts like retweeting all of the Ubisoft accounts and stuff. So maybe they're already starting it. But yeah, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. Unfortunately, I don't have the answers just yet, but hopefully by next week, I'll either have the answers or by that point, there'll be a lot of leaks coming out because the developer direct or whatever is going to happen and maybe it's there. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, as you mentioned, like these reports, people were questioning about it, I know, online too. It comes from actual seeing documents. Like a lot of these things like this, marketing documents, I mean, they change. They can change at any point in time, but I do think a shadow drop is probably the smart thing to do with this.
Yeah.
Do like the Xbox Direct. It would be so smart of them to work out a deal and just show up at Microsoft's or at the Xbox Dev Direct. It'd be so smart of them. Will they?
Yeah.
Probably not, because they're not a first-party studio, and Microsoft usually doesn't do anything with third parties at these.
Well, again, like Xbox is got quite a big anniversary this year. Ubisoft also have their 40th anniversary. I think it's March. Off the top of my head.
40th as well.
So there's so much that can be done. And obviously, like Microsoft and Ubisoft have been getting closer following the acquisition of Activision because there's that kind of cloud gaming stuff and all that. So, I mean, it's not out of the question, to be honest. But I completely agree with you, Mike, that Ubisoft kind of needs to do like an all or nothing, but they have to do all, right? Like we speculated last year that they would do exactly Eagle Gaming. Ubisoft doesn't know what's happening, let alone Tom.
Oh yeah, they still have Beyond Good and Evil too. Yeah.
That's still in. I've seen quite a lot on that as well, like a lot of gameplay and stuff, and it looks okay. There's like motherships in it and stuff now, but yeah, So with Ubisoft, we speculated last year, and I definitely think they're going to do it this year. Is that they're just going to have probably the biggest Ubisoft Forward they've ever had. They're just going to go all out with it. I don't know if it's going to be on that 40th anniversary. I mean, that would make sense for me. I think them doing it in June is a mistake, to be honest, because they want all eyes on Ubisoft and they need all eyes on Ubisoft. And I've said this for the past 2 or 3 years. Their pipeline of games, I know they get a lot of crap, but their pipeline of games is phenomenal. Like they've got Far Cry, they've got Splinter Cell remake, which people somehow believe isn't happening or whatever, but they've got Splinter Cell remake, they've got a new Ghost Recon game, they've got the Rayman stuff coming out. They've got so many like brilliant games in development.
My problem with it is the Ubisoft formula. It just not the Ubisoft formula for games just hasn't made great games. And I think that's...
Wait, you mean you don't like going around a map that's sectioned up and taking over each section one by one and slowly taking back from some dictator or something and then playing a hero? And
maybe the first time. You know what I do love? Those 45 trailing missions in between major moments of a campaign in an Ubisoft game. Those,
they got to fill that.
I can't get enough.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they've learned from it a little bit, even though like Avatar from Tears of Pandora or whatever it's called did quite well for them. It's even like done it. It's had a resurgence recently because of the new Avatar movie. But
look at that, a big expansion to the game. Yep.
Yeah, exactly right. Like it worked, but I don't know. Like that formula, I feel like they have learned from it a little bit. Like Assassin's Creed Hexa, which is as far as we know is due to come out towards the latter half of this year, is more of a linear game rather than this big RPG. So I don't know. it's trying to find that balance, right? Like they've got to do. I think at the same time they do need to stick to the formula that has worked for them, but it has to be for the right game. Far Cry, I think, is a given. But everything else, like apart from Far Cry, I can't really think of anything else that they've got.
I mean, Far Cry's got a bit of recovery.
They are.
Well, though, I think
There's
Six
also
wasn't
that
amazing.
voxel game they're working on too.
I'm looking forward.
Oh,
to
their
that
Animal
so
Crossing
much.
thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's it called?
It's codenamed Altera.
That was it. Yeah.
We'll
but
see.
I
don't think that's a this year thing, but
yeah, that's a while away yet. To be honest.
What? Speaking of a company, you already teased on it, that needs a big 2026. Microsoft and Xbox, 25th anniversary of Xbox. They have a lot of great games in the pipeline, too.
Yeah.
But everybody is kind of waiting for the shoe to drop on more layoffs. And that's all my mind keeps focusing on with Xbox. Nothing. I should focus on the fact, Halo. They're going to have something big with Halo this year. Not just the campaign evolved or whatever, where it's coming to PlayStation for the first time. That I to be honest, couldn't give two shits about. The next Halo is the big deal, the next main line. But they have Forza Horizon 6. I mean, they've killed off Forza Motorsport as a franchise for Horizon. They got Fable, they got Gears E-Day. They have all these things that I should be excited about with Microsoft. But knowing what they've had the tendency to do the last 2+ years, if not longer, 3 years, it's hard for me to get excited. I should be excited about Blade. I'm not. Elder Scrolls 6, maybe we get something news this year. I'm not. I just don't trust anything from Microsoft because I fully expect they're just going to come out, do something that people like, and then with weeks later, kind of try and hide mass layoffs or mass terrible studio closures by these game information. And yeah, Phil McCook says it perfectly. They lost a lot of trust, and it's hard for me to be excited about this year when I went from, as a kid, Microsoft and Xbox was my platform. And the trust started going downhill with the terrible reveal of the Xbox One over a decade ago, and it just continued. It just seemed decision after decision. Am I weird in feeling the lack of excitement that I should with this, or?
I don't know. I feel like maybe we're in a slightly different position because of what we know, if that makes sense. What you hear and stuff from behind the scenes. Again, let's get the first plug of the year out of the way about the cancelled video games book that I'm working on. But yeah, I'm working on that. Quite extensively. I am writing about a few Microsoft projects that was cancelled, and a couple was last year, for example, Blackbird by ZeniMax. And when the reports came out that team got blindsided by that layoff announcement, trust me when I say this, they was not fucking kidding. Everything was perfect with that game at that point. And yeah, it's one of those weird situations where I don't know how you can work effectively with feeling like that, if that makes sense. You're doing everything that you can, but every morning is are you waiting for that dreaded all hands meeting invite? I just don't understand how people can work under such pressures. But it's weird. I think Xbox do have quite a lot of good games in the pipeline, and I'm looking forward to some, but I'm just kind of meh. I just don't really care, to be honest.
What about you, Grant?
What question? About Microsoft? About what?
What are you doing?
No, I blanked a bit. What? Microsoft and their pipeline?
The pipeline. Just should we be excited about this, knowing what they seem to keep doing?
No, I think so. I mean, I know I kind of always fall prey to the marketing a bit, and like when Matt Booty was coming out talking about like this is the biggest dev direct they've had like ever. They can't fit it all into one show. They've got anniversaries umpteen throughout the year, and we know they've got kind of a slate being built. And there's just so much that I'm waiting for from the Xbox camp. Like I've spoken about it in recent shows. You know, you said Elder Scrolls 6, that's one of them. Fallout 3 remastered, anything on Fallout 5, anything on Fallout in general, I'll lap that up. State of Decay 3, I want some State of Decay 3. Starfield, the Starfield DLC is imminently being announced. They had a bunch of, I mean, they had a bunch of behind the scenes stuff where they were talking about, you know, this is what's coming to Starfield.
Just like we were going to get a Starfield expansion every year.
Yeah, exactly. They've dropped the ball on that big time. So maybe they're cooking something incredible for it. Who knows, right? Who knows right now? But
Starfield 2, because that's the only thing. Sorry.
Well, yeah, or Starfield PlayStation. You know, there's a lot they could still do there. I'm hopeful. Gears, E-Day. Like I've never been like a massive Gears fan, but I've played them all. I've enjoyed them. I always thought a prequel kind of title would do quite well. The fall of it all. So I'm looking forward to that. There's not one thing that's been announced or is pending in the Xbox space that I'm like not optimistic about. I think they've got a lot of good stock to work with. So yeah, I'm just hopeful more than anything else.
Yeah, I guess like in terms of like the prediction segment of Microsoft, and I kind of want to tie it into the rest of the industry, but I definitely do think that the layoffs are going to continue for Microsoft, and they are going to continue for the rest of the industry. I think we're nowhere near done with this kind of, I guess, like
we had
COVID fallout or whatever.
We did have far less layoffs this year than we did last year, or in 2025 than we did in 24. 24 we had just about 16,000 layoffs. I think last year was the numbers I have it about 11 or 10. But so it's better, but it doesn't mean it's good. Like, and
what is I guess like a question on that. I mean, maybe you have the numbers, maybe not, but like, what was the numbers before all this? Like, what was it, like 2,000 or 3,000 a year or whatever?
No, so basically since 22, from the numbers that I've been able to get and whatever and what's out there, since 22, there's been at least 8,000 layoffs every year. I know 20 and 21 there weren't as many because everybody went into their massive hiring spree, so the hires outweighed the layoffs. There were still layoffs, but they outweighed it to make them look smaller. But for the last 4 years now, it's been over 8,000. So they've always been there. It's just I think they're more prominent now solely because of the way they're done. They're done on such a scale.
Yeah.
To where it's not like, oh, this company is letting go, 20 people here, 20 people there. No, it's like, oh, by the way, 400 people lost their job. Like 500 people are out of work today. 375 people are done. 10 studios are closing. Like that's how it's being done now.
I mean, like my prediction is it is a grim one, but I think that it's gonna continue. I'm hearing that there is zero money from VCs going into games at the moment. Like they're all kind of backing out away from investing into it, but because the money's not there. Like,
and yet it still makes more money than movies and music.
Yeah, but I think
because everyone buys microtransactions on mobile.
Yeah, well, that's the issue is that
point.
VCs went into the gaming industry, pre-COVID, with the prediction they would make between 6 to even 10 times their revenue or their investment, and now it's like 2 times, and that's 2 or 3 times, and that's just too much of a financial risk when you bear in mind that how many games are actually profitable, like 1 in 10, something like that. So just the math doesn't math, right? And I've heard that money is like pretty much dried up, especially in America. Like there is no money. That means that even probably this year we're going to see layoffs, not even just from the big guys, right? Like, you've got to bear in mind as well, Ubisoft is still going through it. The EA with the Soda deal that happens later on this year, which means that there's probably going to be layoffs at EA. Microsoft continues to chase AI, and we even saw the blog post from the CEO earlier.
Don't call it slop. It's not slop. It's beautiful. Shut up.
Earlier this week he did that. So it's just gonna continue to happen. Like, there's just not a lot of money. That's wrong for me to say. There is money in gaming. It's just that VCs no longer want to take that risk.
Yeah.
Which means that all of these smaller, 20, 30, 50 team studios that were formed from the fallout of these big layoffs or big game cancellations, and they're struggling themselves. So it's tremendously difficult.
Phil brings it up in the chat. Fan-funded games on the rise, and in a way, yes, but at the same time, no, because people just don't have
our money's our money's dried up. Like the consumers' money's dried up.
Speaking of money, Dylan A6248, thank you for the $2 super chat. We really, really appreciate it. Tom, are you confident GTA 6 will still launch this year?
Yes. And that was going to be in my prediction, but yeah, I think Rockstar are confident enough now that it will release this year.
They got to get people talking in the positive after the union busting investigation, so they can't delay it again now.
Yeah, but yeah, in my prediction, I'm just looking at my notes. In my predictions, I said that GTA 6 will release this year, but will cause temporary issues with internet infrastructure.
It'll be the least productive day in the history of insider gaming.
Yeah, I think I put that because of the mass amount of people that are going to be downloading this.
Like I feel like
insane.
For this, to avoid that, they have to open preloads a month prior.
Yeah.
A month.
Yeah,
they can't say, hey, preload starts 3 days before launch. Like a month.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, do they need to? Like, is there any obligation for them to do that? Because there probably isn't, right? Like, they're probably just doing it on the sake that they think that the infrastructure, like the whole internet is going to be DDoSed or whatever. But like, there's no government kind of enforcement or whatever. So I think they'll just do it whenever they feel like it, and they'll just sit back and watch the shit unfold as it happens.
You think the price, sticking with GTA, let's give this out there. Again, these are predictions, not reports. These are our opinions, which we are allowed to have, though some on social media would think we can't. I think $80.
Yeah, I think 80, but they're going to push 100 with something.
They will have a $100 version. They will have a $130 version, but I think the base game will be 80.
Yeah.
There'll be a $300 collector's edition. We know that. They're going to do something.
Grant can't wait to buy that one, can you?
I've never bought anything. No, I've never bought anything special for GTA. That's one of the games that I've never really invested in beyond standard editions. Like, I know that GTA 5 had the collectors, and it come with all kinds of, like, I can't remember what was in it, and I sold it. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, I've never bothered. I think when GTA 5 come out on the 360, I had like the one step up that came with like a steel book or something.
Yeah, there was the one collector's edition that came with the Los Santos hat.
Yeah, that was it. That was like
a steel, like a picture, a map, like a blueprint looking map, a steel book.
Rockstar Games' collector's editions are not really that good, are they? Like Red Dead Redemption 2 was kind of naff, like it was a chest or whatever.
It's the fantasy games that really do the best editions. Yeah. Like you get like the ones that have like big statues. Like I have up here, I still have my I have this one here, right? It's a little bit tarnished now, a little bit busted. But I have this one here from The Witcher 3. So I've had this since the game came out. So over 10 years.
That's beautiful.
It's like some hand-painted polyresin statue of Geralt fighting a griffin. And the edition it came in was literally the most beautiful collector's edition I've ever bought for a game. Absolute stunning thing. And I still got most of it. They gave you like this cloth map. You got a witch's amulet. You got decks of cards from Gwent. You got an art book. You got like it was ridiculous. And that to me is like worthy of a collector's edition. But when they just like you get like digital ones or whatever, where you get like digital art books and digital soundtracks and digital. I'm like, what am I paying extra for there? I want something I can actually hold in my hands, you know? Like, did you ever see the Titanfall one? My God, man. The Titanfall one came in a box like this big.
Yeah, I remember that.
Massive statue that had like LEDs all over it. And it was like 300.
I remember I worked at a website at a different site, and I remember getting in an argument because they sent a collector's edition to the outlet to review. And I was a managing editor of the site, but I had a co-managing editor because they wanted two of us. And we had a competition of who would get the collector's edition, and I lost. I was so butthurt about it. Like, I was miserable because he didn't even like the game.
Oh man, insult to injury.
And it bothered me. He didn't even like the damn game. GTA 6 collector's edition could come with a work excuse. Yes, it should.
I'm enforcing like company-wide day off when that game comes out, I think. Because just the one.
Yeah, because on day 2 you got to start getting guides up and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, that's not my department, bro.
Nope. Yeah. Get ready, Andy.
Get busy.
Get ready, Andy.
But yeah,
no time off from November to December. There's no holiday break next year.
Oh man. But yeah, like I was just gonna say, because I've got this in my notes as well. GTA 6, $80, $100 version, probably with like
deluxe,
whatever Rockstar coins, whatever they're called. What are they called?
Shark
points. Yeah. But what I do have in my notes as well is that I think that AAA games are going to stay at the $70 price point. I think, last year we did see, I think it was Xbox who tried to go down the $80 road.
Yeah,
I think
they backtracked instantly.
Yeah, I think I don't know if there was one or two more, but I think until at least definitely towards the, until GTA 6 releases, games will still remain at $70. But I also think that we're going to start to get AAA quality games at a lower price point. I think I did mention this in a podcast. Yeah, exactly. And I think I mentioned this a couple of months ago, but I'm now seeing, so if you guys, the listeners listening are not aware, is that I do, see quite a lot of pitch decks of games and all that kind of stuff, and see revenues and what's being pitched to investors and all that kind of stuff. And now what I'm seeing is that a lot of people seem to be pivoting from that $70 price point to that $40 price point. And they literally say like the game is AAA, it's still AAA, it's still AAA quality. We're just entering the market now at a more competitive price point, and it's because of games like Arc Raiders that have done so well at that price point that the industry feels like it needs to follow it.
Yeah, and it's gonna work. Like, people are and people ask, like, when is GTA gonna come to the PC? Fall 27. That's my guess. A year.
Yeah.
Give it a year on console, and then it'll come to PC. And I'll be the stupid idiot that buys it on both.
I'll get it on both too. I'll get it on both too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can't miss the launch. You can't be a
it's
year.
It's mainly because I'll have no friends to play with it on console.
Or PC, so I don't know why you're buying it twice. Other predictions. Trying to find any more predictions.
Other predictions for 26.
AI
is coming up.
AI is going to continue to ruin the world and cause your electricity bills to. Oh, we're not talking about those predictions. Sorry, gaming specific. The AI debate over what is good AI and what is bad AI in video games will get to in my mind, a toxic level that will be worse than you could imagine.
I have a different opinion.
I think it's going to be to the point where you see, people online are assholes. At the end of the day, you're going to see really bad people do some really stupid things over games that use AI in their game development. Again, I do believe AI can be used as a tool on the programming side of things. AI should not replace QA. AI should not replace artists. That is my stance. But that's like, people can't have that. There are so many people that can't even have that conversation. It immediately goes to attack.
A lot of it's the dodgy Gen AI stuff that gets people's backs up. Like I've seen it
like that John Wick game.
Yeah. Well, no, that wasn't
that was just a thumbnail.
That was just them. That was just the people that wrote the article.
Okay.
The like you see like the Battlefield art thing where it's quite obviously a Gen AI sticker. Things like that piss people off, I think. Like general usage of AI in development is, I think people are just going to get fatigued of the arguments soon, and they're just going to be like, I don't care anymore. I'm just sick of hearing about it. I think no shade on it, because I know we say it's obviously a very big topic still, but I think it's the same with layoffs. I think eventually people just they get bummed out or they get fatigued about hearing about it all the time. So they just start going, they become desensitized to it in a way. And they're like, I don't really care anymore. Yep. And I think AI is going to be the same. It's going to get to a point people just go, just let them do what they want to do. It's obviously it's obviously not slowing down. So I think it'll go that way.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I do agree that I think that it is going to be mental, like for the next couple of, probably till like summer or whatever. But then I think it's going to like plateau and calm down, because I think even with games like Arc Raiders, right? Like we've got into this a bit before, but I think at the end of the day, people just simply do not give a shit.
Yeah.
And it's difficult being in the position that we are, right?
That cares.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's difficult in the position that we are, because we have to report on this stuff, and even like layoffs, right? But like as harsh as it sounds, unfortunately, people just don't care as long as they get the games.
Yeah, and it's so minor in some situations, isn't it? Like you talk about the Arc Raiders thing, and the thing about that was obviously voice replication. Like for example, there's vendors in that game. There's traders. You go to them, you go to their store, you buy stuff. Every time you go in, they say something to you, right? And they had a couple of updates. They had the North Line update that brought in the new map. They had the Cold Snap update that brought in the new event for the festive window. And every time you go to the traders, they have contextualized voice lines. And it's like, that's made possible by AI voice replication, because it's not like every couple of weeks they're getting people back into the studio to do more lines and more lines and more lines. Like it's just contextualized and it makes it feel a bit more immersive, because you'll go to the trader and they'll say some relevant quip about the event that's ongoing. And I think in that respect, it's like, well, that's actually quite cool. You know, they've done it in a moral way that's enabled those voice actors to get paid, but then we benefit from it too. Like stuff like that.
I think as well, like AI is now being used. I mean, like the generative AI is probably a little bit of a different discussion because of all of the art being stolen and all that kind of stuff. But I think that at the end of the day, AI is going to, or the people prompting the AI is going to get better at that, and the AI is going to get better at understanding that kind of moral ground, I guess.
But as long as they're trained to,
like, but it's like with Arc Raiders. I mean, this is a super extreme example, but if Embark Studios came out and said, you know, we released Arc Raiders because we did do the AI voice stuff. You know, it was within budget. Otherwise, it would have been out of budget, hiring actors and all that kind of stuff. It's like, how is that going to be judged moving forward if a new studio comes out and says, yeah, we are a team of 25 people? I guess like use Claire Obscure for example. Like we use 33 people, but we was able to make this AAA game because we did some kind of AI.
33 people, but our credits have over 400 people listed.
Yeah, but like if it was just 33, let's just say 30. Like I don't want.
I get it.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I feel like people are just going to get sick of it, and people are probably going to get negatively like hated upon if they continue this kind of, oh, but it's got AI. Like people at the end of the day just don't care, to be honest.
If it comes out, if it starts ruining their games, that's when the people who don't care right now will care. If it like actively starts ruining it, like one of them, 7-Eleven brought up, still think it's dumb Expedition was stripped of its Indie Game Award. So on that front, granted, you know, transparency was a judge, did not vote for it at all. It was not in my top. I voted for Blueprints. The reason it was pulled is because the news of it using Gen AI in development came out after we had already submitted our ballots months ago. Couple months, like a week at this point, a couple months ago, like, and after it was already recorded and all that stuff. So like that's what it was. It was said at the beginning, like that was their policy. Generative AI could not be used like for artwork at any instance in the game, blah blah blah. So that's why that happened. So FY there.
It's interesting. Like shows are going to have such a difficulty now,
and it's their prerogative, though. I mean, at the end of the day, if they that's the show they want,
it's like the jury who voted for the Game Awards and like they basically snubbed Ark Raiders because it had the voice acting stuff, the AI voice acting. It's like, where is the line and how is that defined?
Yeah. What was it? Someone brought up, like Jason Schreier said, AI in video games that include the accounting department doing payroll. Or project leads writing emails, like these. It's gonna. That's why I think it's gonna get more toxic this year because people are going to keep trying to find that line. And
I mean, until it's defined, it's impossible, right? Like,
and I don't think.
It's funny. Like everyone, like even people hating on AI hates on it on Twitter, but then use spell check to correct the. Some of the words which obviously is AI, and it's just like it's just going to become the norm, and it is what it is. It's just this weird transition phase. Yes, it sucks that it is affecting people's jobs and layoffs are happening, but like I said, at the end of the day, I think that people, as in the consumers, just don't really care as long as they're getting the game that is good. Like it's like the past few years of all these games with bugs and stuff, like Redfall, for example, by Arcane, right? Like if Microsoft could have made that game less buggy by AI QA, would it have been a problem then? But then it's hard to try and do the comparison between if it did or didn't have AI, so it's weird. But
I just want a Redfall 2, man.
You want what?
I want a Redfall 2. I loved Redfall.
My biggest problem with Redfall, not to go off on that tangent, is it felt so empty at times.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Like that was my biggest problem. If they had more things in it, the gunplay I thought was fine, but there were times like I remember posting a clip and everyone's like, well, that's because you ran through it and then re-recorded. I'm like, no, this was my first walkthrough. I went through this whole area and didn't see an enemy at all. And it's disappointing.
Is there any out there predictions? Because I think we've been quite safe with our predictions.
All right.
Here we go.
Nintendo raises the Switch price by $100. Switch 2. That's a safe one too.
Yeah, I guess on the
built up.
Yeah, I guess on the topic of AI, like
Xbox will raise their console prices again, but never promote them. PlayStation will get a raise. GPUs are going to cause, dude. This is really messed up to say, but the amount of extra PC components I have, if I ever run into a point where I desperately need money, I have a savings account now.
Yeah.
Like, thanks, guys. I will, because I could sell like all these sticks of RAM that I have that I'm just sitting on using for my kids' computers, and I'm like, crap. My car broke down. I need like I need $600 to fix it.
You go to the mechanic and just hand him a sticker.
Hand him a sticker rep. I believe this will do. Like
we live in a barter economy system now.
Yeah, instead of bottle caps in Fallout, it's fucking RAM sticks.
Right.
That would be hilarious, actually. That should be a movie.
One thing that I like that they did that's actually on kind of theme there is Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if you guys know, but like the trading system in Tarkov, it's tied to real world stuff. So, some things are tied to real world stuff. So like you can get Bitcoin in Tarkov and they tie that to the real world value of Bitcoin. But they updated it so that the price of RAM and the rarity of RAM in Tarkov went like through the roof. So they do things like that. So that it became like the meta. Everyone was trying to find RAM in PCs and stuff, and you just couldn't find it anywhere. So good.
But I'm trying to think out there predictions for the year.
I've got nothing dramatic.
I reckon, again, I don't think this is a wild one, but I think GDC will flop.
I think all US side events will tank this year.
Yeah.
All UK events have already tanked, so yeah, why not?
But more so, that it's mainly because no one wants to come to this country.
It depends
right
what though, because I think Summer Game Fest is going to be pretty good. You know, that was a stellar event last year.
But even I mean, a lot of people I'm talking to, like from the mix that I met when we were at the mix, they don't want to come back.
Yeah, I know lots of people that are scared to go. Like they're just petrified.
Oh, well, they're scared of getting stopped at the border with their social media history.
That's
they're
scared of that. There's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of reason to be afraid. We're not going to dive down that rabbit hole because we don't want to be accused of being woke. But
trying to think of anything else.
Here's one: Resident Evil Requiem will not meet expectations. I don't think it's going to be that good of a game. I don't think it's going to sell as well as they hope.
I think the same for Gears of War Ida. I think the is it the coalition?
Coalition.
Coalition.
Me out there.
Coalition.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have some difficulty with that game from a few things that I've heard, but cannot report on just yet. So please don't run with that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely on Reddit now. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that's kind of out there.
No,
I reckon we'll have like any big flops, like a Concord flop.
Do you know what?
Marathon.
Marathon is probably one, but I'd laugh if GTA 6 just turned out to be like terrible. Could you imagine? Could you imagine the scenes if it comes out? People are like, this is awful. I don't even know why. Obviously, why it would fail.
That's why they won't release it on PC right away, because Steam has the 2-hour.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Window.
Man.
Yeah. Let's see. I want to do something completely bold. That
they're going to scrap Call of Duty's next annual release and say, "No, we're going to put it on ice for a few years."
No, I
see. That's not even that far fetched, though, with the way that franchise is going at the moment.
But EA announces the return of annualized Battlefield by the end of this year.
We kind of had that predicted, though, a little bit, or at least eventually they'll get back.
Eventually, but I think it happens this year. The announcement of it. Half-Life 3 when? I still think. Now, you know what? Because I like being transparent. The source who told me a December reveal had told me so much accurate information before. You should have heard the phone call I had with that son of a bitch. It went from messaging over Signal to, no, we need to have an actual talk, to us having a conversation. And he laid out what he had heard, his things. He showed me the documents he had, so I can get why he told me what he did. But man, to get burned on a December reveal by that. But also, I did not put it on insidergaming.com because there was no way I had enough evidence to put it up on the website. And that's why we say if we have something concrete that we're going to report on, it will be on the website. But yeah, that conversation, I still think I'm at the point, I still think it's a Steam Machine title. It's just now we don't even know when the Steam Machine is going to come. I'm so confused. Like there's again, it's not even bold to say Steam Machine gets pushed to the second half of 26. Is that even bold? No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, man. Okay, here we saying. I'm trying to think. Would saying we get the reveal of the next Ghost Recon game this year, is that bold? I don't know.
No. I think again, I think Ubisoft is going to go all out this year and reveal everything, no matter what.
Here's my bold one. Despite everything going on,
okay,
PlayStation unveils its handheld. Despite everything going on, they still reveal their handheld console.
Well, as in because I think it was meant to be tied to the PlayStation 6, right?
Yep.
So they just kind of
do it on their own.
Rip off the Band-Aid and say, let's just do it.
Yeah, they pull an Xbox era and rip off the Band-Aid. And that's done out of love. They know it. But yeah, they just decide to do their own thing and they announce their handheld.
The Vita 2.
And dude, you have no idea. Oh my God, I missed the Vita.
Yeah,
Is there any,
I had the Vita for me. I got it when it came out. I got the chunky one, and then the new 3DS came out. And up until then, I'd never had a Nintendo console or a Nintendo handheld. So I got the 3DS, the new one they had. And then 2 weeks later, I'd swapped it back for a Vita Slim. I didn't even want to partake in that. And then the Slim became like my ROG ally of the day. Like I took that thing everywhere, absolutely everywhere.
Trying to think if there's any like Nintendo or PlayStation games that could be announced this year that would be
the next mainline Legend of Zelda is announced.
Yeah,
because they're gonna.
I want a new
that's
Animal
the
Crossing,
thing.
man.
It comes to here's my thing. By the end of the year, we get the next announcement of the Legend of Zelda, or by mid-year, June, we get a Zelda announcement with a launch to coincide with the movie next year. Because Nintendo will 100% be the company to release a brand new game in a franchise to coincide with the launch of a movie in the franchise.
What announcement would genuinely make like spin your head? Because I think there's few
Sega returning to consoles.
There's very few things out there that I think I would be like absolute. Like I always say that one thing is Killzone, and that's as dead could be because Guerrilla way moved on from that. But like if they turn around and they said they're doing like a Killzone reboot or a Killzone 4 or I don't even know what, I'd wet the bed. I genuinely would be so excited for a new. But there's so few games out there that I think if they came out and they said we're doing this now, I would be like dizzy about other than Killzone.
Yeah, I think one for me would be if like all of this Black Ops 7 stuff, obviously failing to meet expectations and all that kind of stuff, if they decided to just go down the remaster route, like if they announced a Black Ops 2 remaster, I would lose my shit. Like you would not see me for weeks.
But you would trust them to do it right?
That's the thing, though, right? Like, it's hard because they would obviously put it in their new engine and stuff, so obviously it's going to feel different. But I don't know. Yeah. Like, I think I've said it since we started the podcast. Like, Xbox, Xbox, I guess. Like, Call of Duty need to go down the route now of doing biannual releases and filling that gap with a remaster every 2 years. Maybe that's a prediction, but I doubt it. I think they'll probably just
here's one. The game that wins the game of the year at the Game Awards next year hasn't been announced yet.
Don't know if that makes much sense.
It won't be GTA and it won't be Wolverine.
Oh, it won't be GTA. No, GTA is not a game of the year kind of game, is it really? I don't think
it won when GTA 5 came out.
Well then,
yeah. I don't know. Like it's going to win.
See, there we go. There's my bold one. The game of the year has not been announced yet because it ain't what people think.
Depends if they do announce Stellar Blade 2 though, because that could.
I reckon my bold prediction is they add new categories to the Game Awards, and one of them is best smut of the year.
They should overhaul the categories of the Game Awards, that's for sure. As we wind down,
my bold prediction is the Game Awards does not have the Muppets this year.
Oh, that's bold.
Because they got a case against Jeff Keighley for getting touchy-feely Keighley.
Let's not start that thing.
Miss Bigot takes Jeff to court
for not reciprocating her advances. As we wrap up here, we went way longer than expected, but it's been a couple weeks, so we had to. But as we wrap up, is there something that you hope to see? Not a prediction or a bold prediction, but something you would fall over out of your chair actually to see?
Probably the COD thing for me. Like it's a kind of a boring one, but a new Medal of Honor mainline game.
Yeah. for me, it's anything in that post-apocalyptic space. I keep talking about that I love, like Metro, State of Decay, or Fallout. Those are the ones I'm hinged on. Like if Todd's made a couple of tidbit comments about it, saying how like Fallout 5 is going to be tied to the events of the TV show, or there's going to be crossovers there. Like they're starting to bleed out tiny bits of information about it, and all they've got to do is turn around and anything. Even like
what they did with Elder Scrolls,
yeah, like a camera panning over like a setting. I'd be like, that's it, my life is made up. But something like that, just something in the space, the games that I've been waiting years to hear about. Like Metro for me is probably the one that's the most current, because it's like it's been talked about so much by 4A and by like Tom did an exclusive years ago saying how it was in a playable state in like 2023, and we've heard nothing solid, but so many times they said we're doing this. With like the recent update they gave earlier on in the year, talking about last year now, about how the situation in Ukraine influenced the development of the game, and they made it darker and it made it like grittier, and they're coming out with these little factoids, but they just haven't shown anything, and that's probably one that I'm most excited for. Like I genuinely believe I believe we're weeks away from an announcement of some kind, or a reveal or something.
I think for me that what would drop my jaw and give me hope in the industry again is Titanfall 3.
It's not happening.
No, but that's what it would take. That's what it would take. Extreme Gamer, a sports game without a card game, microtransaction nightmare. Man, it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. That's why people excited about 2K doing college basketball shouldn't be. Tom, another super chat from Dylan. Thank you so much. Do you think GTA Online would launch day one or later?
Nah, later. Not. Yeah, later.
They want people to do the campaign first. Actually, it depends on what the pre-order bonus is and the collector's edition.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they do a pre-order edition where you get 7 days early access to GTA Online or whatever whenever it happens. But
yeah, that'd
be the thing with GTA is that they're gonna stagger everything as much as possible, because it's just going to be round after round of influx of people buying the game. Obviously with the November release, they've then next up got Christmas, and then it's probably going to be GTA Online and the PC version in 27, and then by that point, if next gen doesn't get delayed, they then have got next gen versions in 28. So it's all going to be about those waves, which is exactly what they did with GTA 5, and it's proven to be a business model that works, right? So they're just going to replicate that. Like GTA 6 is going to sell, I don't know how many millions, 30, 40 million instantly.
Oh yeah, easy.
And they don't, like with GTA, I guess with GTA 5, they then relied on GTA Online to like propel the game forward. Whereas this time they don't need to do that.
No, that's the online portion is just for the longevity of it, especially if they do what they do with GTA 5, and after GTA 6 has dropped, they do nothing in the way of post-launch content. They just feed everything they've got into online. GTA 6 online, especially with their ties in with like 5M and the RP stuff now, GTA 6 online is going to be absolutely freaking enormous. It's going to be massive, and it's going to last like 15 years. I guarantee it. Like genuinely, the amount they're putting into it and the amount that they've got precedence-wise with GTA Online, that's why the game keeps sitting on this top sale.
Better let me carry over my stuff.
It won't. I reckon it'll be a complete fresh iteration. It'll be like GTA Online 2 or whatever, and it's going to be, different map, completely different environment. And I think it's going to be the most immersive, like fully fleshed, ridiculously stacked multiplayer offering we've ever had in the history of gaming. You're going to be able to live a second life in GTA 6 online. I guarantee it.
Do you think that GTA 6 could potentially be the last GTA 6 title we get? I reckon they're still going to churn one out every 10 years.
Well, it'll definitely be the last GTA 6 title we get.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, sorry. I meant Grand Theft Auto title.
No.
Nah.
I think it's
it is the last GTA 6 title we get, but it's not going to be the last GTA title.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, we're not getting GTA 7 until
how about this?
My 50s.
Do you reckon what do you reckon Rockstar will do next?
Table tennis 2.
I mean, Red Dead 3 can't be too far away, you know.
Table tennis 2. 7-Eleven has it. Table tennis, my first Xbox 360 game. No, it's not my first, but it was one of the ones I played a lot.
Well, realistically, unless they came out with something, I mean, if they come out with something completely new, that would be really cool. You imagine like something brand new IP. They've kept it under wraps all these years, and they come out with something completely fresh. Like that would be really cool. Red Dead 3 is a thing because there's still plenty to explore in that universe.
I think it's going to be Union Buster Simulator.
It'll be a prequel. It'll be a prequel to the prequel. You know, the timeline will be so Star Warsy.
Maybe
a new LA Noire.
I was going to say maybe it'll be a Bully too, and it's just Take Two Bully in the
What about Manhunt? A new Manhunt.
That'd be controversial, wouldn't it?
That'd be great.
In this day and age, with this society, probably not. A game centered around butchering people, and it's like what was that game that came out years ago? Hatred, where it was
Hatred,
literally
it was just
simulator.
That got a lot of controversy. I can tell you at the site I wrote for at the time. That game was anything about that game was our most viewed of that year.
Yeah, man. That's games like that can't survive right now. I feel
Manhunt VR edition.
Bag over their head, you know.
Yeah, you actually do it. Then you're just like, oh no, I did it in real. You do it in game. You do it for real. Like with that,
Meta Quest 4.
That's the trailer. That's the reveal. With that, it is time to sign off. We went way longer than expected, but it was fun. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for making 2025 such a great year for Insider Gaming. We can't wait to reveal what we have coming down the pipeline as far as content and everything in the near future. It's been fun. We are fast approaching too our 1-year anniversary of this show. So I got to figure out and try and figure something out of how we're going to celebrate or what we're going to do to celebrate. You can follow Grant at @newcov_Tom. He's at _Tom_Henderson_. Can't believe I still remember it. Me at Mike Straw Media. You can follow us on Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Instagram, wherever. Search for Insider Gaming. Join the Insider Gaming Discord, link in the description below. And again, download the Insider Gaming app, free on iOS and Android. For Tom, for Grant, I'm Mike. AP was off today. He's out doing adult things. Take care of one another, and we will see you on the inside.